Racehorses are often the most costly horses in the world. A horse that runs quickly has the potential to win hundreds of thousands or perhaps millions of dollars in prizes. However, not every horse that costs the most is a racer. The cost of having a top performance in another discipline, like dressage or show jumping, can be extremely high. What elements influence a horse's price? The price of a horse is influenced by a number of variables, including the horse's breeding, performance, age, reputation, potential, location, and even the buyer's or broker's name. The lineage of a horse, particularly the sire of a stallion, frequently has the most impact on the price a horse would fetch at an auction or private sale. Here are the most expensive horses ever. Number 10. Snaafi Dancer. Because he was the first yearling to sell for more than $10 million, this thoroughbred racehorse made history. Despite having a distinguished pedigree as a son of Northern Dancer, he never competed in racing. He retired to stud and was said to be embarrassingly slow. However, it didn't go well either, since it was found that he was practically sterile, had just 4 foals, and 3 of them had extremely restricted racing careers. The final cost of the transaction was $10.2 million. Number 9. Meydan City. Meydan City won his second race after finishing third in his first. Even though it is one of the costliest racing horses in the world, its racing career is one of the most disappointing. His sire was King Mambo and his dam, Crown of Crimson, was by Seattle Slew. He was fairly successful as a stud. A gorgeous bay thoroughbred with a nice pedigree came through with an $11.7 million purchase price as a yearling. Number 8. Seattle Dancer. This 1984-born Irish thoroughbred racehorse passed away in 2007. His victory in the Group 3 Gallinule Stakes at the Curragh is what made him famous. The yearling that set the record for the most expensive yearling ever sold at public auction in 1985 was Seattle Dancer, a son of Nijinsky. For $13.1 million was sold. Before passing away from a heart attack in 2007 in Germany at the age of only 23, he produced 37 stakes race winners. Number 7. Palloubet de Holong. This is the most expensive show-jumping horse in the world. He is the offspring of the famous stallion Palloubet du Rouet. His pedigree was undoubtedly promising and did not fall short of expectations. This horse has the honor of being the only show jumper on the list of most expensive horses. Jan Tops paid the record-breaking price for the then 10-year-old Selfrense gelding, who had made an impressive showing at the PSI European Championship as well as finishing second in the Aachen Rolex Grand Prix. Palloubet d'Holong also jumped double clear rounds at several other competitions. Ridden by Jannica Sprunger from the age of 6 years old until he was sold, he developed into a top-notch Grand Prix horse. The horse sold for $15 million. Number 6. Moorland's Totilas. This Dutch warmblood, sometimes identified as Totilas, is the sole dressage horse on the list. He is regarded as the greatest dressage horse to have ever lived. At the Fay World Equestrian Games, the dressage horse took home all 3 gold medals. He also shattered every Grand Prix, Special, and Freestyle performance score record in the globe. He is known as Toto and is the first horse to get a dressage score of 90 or more. After a very successful career, this pricey horse was retired from competition in 2015. Despite the fact that the precise transaction price was never made public, it is assumed that he was sold for between $9.5 million and $15 million. Number 5. The Green Monkey. The 2004 birth year for the thoroughbred racehorse. He was the son of forestry and is descended from the Secretariat and Northern Dancer. However, he was never able to live up to his reputation and only made slightly more than $10,000. Sadly, owing to acute laminitis, he had to be put to death at the early age of 14. Monkey Business, who took home the Green Doctor and the Panama Triple Crown in 2015, is his greatest progeny. When the horse was 2 years old, he was auctioned off for $16 million. Number 4. Annihilator. Another well-known million-dollar horse is this one. He stood out because of his great chocolate color, gorgeous mane, and quickness. He won 6 races during the height of his racing career. 2012 marked the end of his racing career. There are no specifics on his children, but it is clear that they have some measure of success. Even though the thoroughbred racehorse only received about $3,000 in winnings, its sale price was $19 million. Number 3. Shareef Dancer. The Shareef Dancer is one of the horses that comes to mind while considering the most costly equine in the world. At Keeneland sales in 1981, Maktoum bin Rashid Al Maktoum paid $3.3 million for the equine. Northern Dancer was the stallion's father. Glory of Dancer, Rockhopper, Spartan Shareef, and Possessive Dancer are some of his descendants. In 1983, it was sold for $40 million. Number 2. Fusaichi Pegasus. He was purchased by Fusaichi Sekiguchi for $4 million. The thoroughbred racehorse gained notoriety in 2000 by winning 6 of the 9 events in the Kentucky Derby. Sadly, Red Bullet defeated him in the Preakness Stakes. He skipped the 3rd leg of the Belmont Stakes following his defeat. He has about $2 million in lifetime earnings and has sired more than 75 stakes winners throughout the globe. The horse stood at the Ashford Stud in Kentucky for numerous years and was used as its shuttle stallion. For more than $70 million, Fusaichi Pegasus was sold to Irish breeder Coolmore Stud in 2000. Number 1. Justify. For $500,000, the horse was first bought as a yearling. But his racing career has been extraordinarily fruitful. The horse captured the Triple Crown 34 days after winning the Kentucky Derby. The horse, who was 3 years old, became the 13th thoroughbred to ever win the Triple Crown. Before winning the Triple Crown, the horse's owners had a $60 million breeding contract in the works. According to ESPN, the stipulation added an additional $15 million to the price, bringing the total cost to possess his kids to $75 million. While some view such sports as abusive because they inherit animals from their nature, most people see equestrian sports as a highly civilized activity for sport and culture. Many people interested in equine, including billionaires and royalty, have financial interests. When we look at the prices of the 10 most expensive horses ever sold, we come across the fact that horse sports are among the most luxurious sports in the world. Sometimes horses can be sold for very high prices due to their success and sometimes due to their pedigree. If you like the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next videos.